Vivo lá no YouTube. Maravilhoso. Galera, a gente tá aqui pra assistir o Xbox Partner Preview, agora de outubro de 2024. E o evento basicamente é pra exibir jogos de parceiros que vão publicar no Xbox. Sem muitas delongas, vamos direto, porque a gente tá um pouquinho atrasado. Pelo menos uns 2 minutinhos aí, vamos embora. Vamos ver o que é que tem. Deixa eu ver se... Ah, não dá nem pra colocar...
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake. It's like he's warning us.
Tá dando pra ouvir direitinho aí, Lorenzetti?
What does it mean?
Ai não! Alan Wake, pô.
The Marmots had let the lake in.
This is Agent Kieran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmots.
But the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant. The pressure kept building, looking for release.
Bonito tá, né, velho?
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
Parece um cenário de Control, velho. Tem uma DLC de Control que ele faz uma brincadeira com o Alan Wake, tá ligado?
In a forest. Not here, not here, not here.
Lake House é uma expansão, doido.
Find out how Remedy is bringing a darker tone and horror elements to Alan Wake 2's second expansion, The Lake House, exclusively on Xbox One.
É isso mesmo, ó. Mostrou o símbolo do departamento lá de Control. Eita! Chronos, The New Dawn. Que massa, velho. atmosfera ficou muito boa. Xbox Series e PC. Clube Lemm, muito bom também. Esse é o que? Aquele... O... Perfect Dark? Que jogo é esse? Parece uma ambientação meio cyberpunk. Ah, isso é... Quem ia gostar disso aí é Blade, velho. Esse Blind Fire é...
Blind
Sei não,
Fire is a
viu?
unique shooter that removes light from the equation. Find out how the project came to be exclusively on Xbox Wire.
Ó, vai ter um conteúdo lá no Xbox Wire sobre o jogo.
なんで俺はこんな砂浜で寝とったんや思い出せへん。いやそもそもの話俺は誰やノアのおかげで命拾いした。
おじさんが記憶取り戻すまででいいからさ、俺も島の外連れてってよ。父ちゃんには内緒で。
海賊ごっこちゅうことか悪くない響きやの。記憶喪失で目覚ましてたったの2日。俺は海賊の船長になって海に漕ぎ出した。あいつらなんなんコスプレかいな。
マッドランティスってとこから来てんだよ。ギャングとかマフィアのたまり場の島。
こっちも行くね。折りかじいっぱい。行く手に待ち受ける数々の冒険はお宝をめぐる戦争になっていくわけや。
ブライスなき今、マッドランティスはいくつかの犯罪組織で運営されてる。そのうち一番でかいのがクイーン・ミシェルってバーサの組織だ。
よく来たね、キャプテン真島に五郎丸の皆さん。
マッドランティスにはカジノも女の店もあるが、パイレーツコルシアムに一番金が。
Na moral, gostei não. Vocês acharam o quê? Na moral, velho.
見事なデビュー戦だったな船長。やっと会えたな兄弟。兄弟はやめ言うてろや。この先ずっと記憶喪失のままでいいのか。ヤクザの大幹部だったんだろ。記憶戻るんだったらこのまま海賊家業を続けるのもありか。
Dá não, dá não. Pirate Yakuza, velho. Em Havaí. Like a Dragon. Que viagem do caramba, meu irmão.
Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii takes the series in a direction we never expected. Find out about its naval battles on Xbox Wire.
Oxi. Fallout? É, não, é aquele joguinho de tiro cartoonizado, é.
A clue, a lead. What more could a mouse detective want?
É.
Eureka! This is a real mouse changer. Time to play detective and connect the dots.
Esse negócio é interessante, esse game.
Looks like we just hit the jackpot.
Mouse PI for hire. 2025 também. Ó, até agora, Alan Wake, Chronos, Blind Fire já estão disponíveis hoje pra jogar. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza em All-High e Mouse PI for Hire vai vir. Um tá revelado pra fevereiro e o outro não disseram a data, né? Começou agorinha. Isso que tu acabou de ver foram os jogos que já passaram por aqui. Eita, Subnáutica 300. O que é isso, velho? Ei, doido. Eu não joguei ainda, tava a fim de testar, velho. Ó, o warning, oxigênio acabando ali, ó. Ah, vão adicionar co-op. Eles são gêmeos, né? Subnáutica 2, pô. Early Access agora em 2025, ó. Xbox Game Pass vai vir no Game Pass.
Uncharted waters in Subnautica 2. Adventure alone or with friends as you try to survive on an all-new mysterious alien planet. Learn more exclusively on Xbox Wire.
Que massa. Ó, o 1, ele é só no é só single player, né?
I am Shadow Donkey. Animal World is a game of many shadows. It's a game where every animal casts a shadow, and it's a game where you cast a shadow, and sometimes even the shadow of a shadow can cast a shadow. At times you must step out of the shadows and reveal the secret which has been lurking in the shadows all along, because if these shadows are allowed to remain within the shadows, then who knows what kind of shady shadow stuff these shadows are gonna do next in the shadows. What we must always remember is that without shadows there is no light. These shadows are evil, but some are not, and we have to look into the shadow of the shadow of the shadow to realize the shadow of the shadow within. So basically what I'm saying,
vai entrar no Game Pass,
available today on Xbox.
Subnáutica tem uma campanha que dá pra zerar, eu tenho interesse em testar, velho. Muito bom o tanque. O final. Eu fiquei muito interessado até agora em Subnáutica. Alan Wake eu já tenho interesse por padrão por causa do que é da Remedy, tá ligado? Aí Remedy eu jogo de qualquer jeito, velho. Eles são muito bons, velho. Queria saber se Subnáutica 1 é uma campanha ou se é infinito, velho. Que massa. Eita, poxa. Oh, que massa, pô. Oxi. Lembra... Como é? Shadow of Colossus, né? É campanha, beleza. É interessantezinho esse jogo, pô. Olha o espadão do cara. Eu acho tão estranho isso. Que isso? Eternal Strands, é isso? Chega no começo de 2025. Bell Ring Games.
I have seen the gods shatter into gilded mist.
Tá bonito, mano.
I have seen the hunters awaken, steadfast heroes among them, and treacherous villains as well.
Eita.
I have seen the thrones brought low, faiths torn asunder, and all that still lives.
Será que é Souls-like mais action? Mais hack and slash?
Anguish and despair.
Tá bonito, velho. Oxe, é co-op, ó. Tem mais de uma pessoa lutando contra o boss.
But I have yet to see the ember that can rise against the dark.
Mistfall Hunter. Tem um tom de Elden Ring, né?
Hunter crosses Souls-like and extraction games to make for something brand new.
Souls-like and extraction games, velho.
On Xbox Wire.
E aí, o que é que acharam? Eu achei massa. Subnautica 2, Animal Well and Zero. Desses aí, o melhor Subnautica 2, com certeza, velho. Mistfall Hunter também fiquei interessado. Eternal Strands também, ó. Game Pass. Eternal Strands vai pro Game Pass, pessoal. Depois eu vou reassistir esse vídeo, velho. Pra anotar alguns jogos que eu tenho interesse. Colocar lá no nosso wiki no Reddit. Diabo é isso, velho. É um cozy game, é? De corrida de bicicleta. Esse aí eu passo. Quem é que quer ficar com... Quem é que quer jogar isso aí, velho? Eita! Will World. E Game Pass também. Pô, vem coisa boa pro Game Pass. Next game.
What did you see? Okay, never mind, we're coming.
Eita!
Hello?
Vai estar no Game Pass. Viu na parede, muito bom. Muito bom. Farmafobia vem pro Xbox. Ah, dia 29. Ficou muito bom o trailer, velho.
My dearest child, this island offers everything you may need in your precious life.
Permanent
Vast
Way
forests,
Entertainment.
roaring rivers, and mountains of rock and ice. You are old enough now to know that for every bit of goodness in this world, an opposing force exists. In the heat of the earth resides a darkness you cannot fathom. Demons as old as time, my child. Do not doubt, even a light like yours can be tempted by the dark. You must always choose good. And that I know you will.
Uma criança,
Sepe, be resilient, be resourceful. Be brave, my son. Stay in the light, with Babu by your side. And may the magic of this island protect us all.
The Legend of Paródia. Babu, pô. Pô, tem algumas coisas que eu achei interessantes.
Dynasty is dead. Although I swore to protect it, I failed. Now I walk the path of blood until my mission is fulfilled. I will not rest until all traitors are silenced and our stolen kingdom returned. Who dares to question my will, standing in the way of my redemption?
Eita, que massa a finalização, meu. Tá massa. Ó. Caramba, tá bonita. As habilidades estão bem criativas, pô. Caramba. Palmas aí, profissional.
My emperor will not fall in vain. You are just another lost soul, trying to oppose fate. And fate, it's mine to command.
Game Pass também, ó. Deu uma testadinha, tá lá. Vai estar lá. Opa! Opa!
This place was always dangerous. And weird.
Opa! Segura aí!
Policy and procedure used to keep us in control. But now, we need a new approach.
Teve, velho. Tiveram jogos legais. Oxe, meu irmão! É no universo de Control também, ó. Meu irmão, que massa, velho. Meu irmão, que massa, doido. Tá parecendo muito o universo de... FBC.
Welcome to Firebreak.
FBC. Firebreak, ó, que massa, velho. Vi no Game Pass. Federal Bureau Control, né? É tipo o FBI do negócio paranormal no universo de... Ih, velho, que massa esse jogo, pô. Vocês estão conseguindo me ouvir bem, né? FBC Firebreak deu vontade de jogar, Subnautica 2 deu vontade, Eternal Strands deu vontade. E aquele outro que... Acabou. Foi muito rápido, pô.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Sierra 117, and you're listening to Podcast Unlocked, the world's #1 Xbox podcast. Now, finish this fight. Master Chief, out.
What's happening, friends? Welcome to Podcast Unlocked. It's episode 664. We are live. We all just watched the Xbox Partner Preview here. It is October 17th, 2024. 10:26 a.m. Pacific time for those of you keeping track at home. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, joining you as always alongside my Xbox friends at IGN, Stella Chung and Destin Legary. And they are in the studio in LA. I'm at home here in San Francisco. Guys, I want to start.
Vocês gostaram de que jogo, doido?
The last game. There was a one more thing, and it was fantastic. That game is FBC Firebreak. FBC, if you're curious, Federal Bureau of Control. If you've played Control, which was, by the way, IGN's 2019 Game of the Year. This is the Control multiplayer game, formerly known as Project Condor.
É isso mesmo, pô. É o multiplayer de Control, tá ligado?
From Remedy calls as they share their financials. Now we know what the actual game is, and it is a 3-player, first-person shooter, session-based co-op.
3-player?
Stella, you're our multiplayer guru around here. I want to get your first immediate reactions to FBC Firebreak.
Well, I expletive am very excited for this. So it looks really good. I have been looking for a game like this because, I mean, we loved Back 4 Blood. That was something that I could play over and over again. But then, you know, after a certain amount of time, you do get kind of tired of that experience. This looks like it's a mix of horror and action and thriller, and I'm like super into that right now. I'm actually on like a big horror movie kick. I don't know why. I've never been into that.
It is spooky season. It's October.
It is, but like I've never been into them before. So now I'm like, okay, maybe since I'm feeling a little bit more brave, maybe I can go in and play Control for the first time. And then this comes out and I'm like, oh yeah, no, absolutely. I can't wait to play this. I think it's so cool. And I imagine there's a bunch of Easter eggs and environmental world building in this as well, which I absolutely love in multiplayer games because it gives you something else to look for while you're also fighting for your lives. Also, the movement in this looks really, really good. There's that one tool where you can kind of bounce off the ground, but you can also like punch enemies with it, which is great. So there's that one weapon that I really want to know more about. Yeah, no, I'm really excited for this. This is one of the first like multiplayer games that I've been like, yeah, okay, I want to see more.
Yeah, I got a little, I want to get Destin's take here in a second, but this is not, like, there will be progression elements in this, but it's not a live service thing. It is session-based, meaning you can just jump in with your friends, play the 20-minute or so rounds.
Ele prometeu uma coisa aí difícil, viu? Não vai ser um live service game.
And you don't, it's not, this game is not like trying to be your second job. Like it is, it is more of a throwback kind of, you know, Left 4 Dead style. Deep Rock Galactic, I'm told, is this. It was also a big inspiration for this as well. So,
inspirado no Left 4 Dead, Deep Rock Galactic.
What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I knew nothing about this going into the preview. My first reaction to it is this gameplay looks frickin' cool. Like, I'm into it. I, you know, didn't play a lot of Control, didn't play a lot of Alan Wake 2 yet, or any of the other Remedy projects recently.
Destin, you're fired. Why are you here? What?
That's fine. But this is the kind of game that has more of a mass appeal, in my opinion, that will get people to play those other titles from them. So it will have a ripple effect. It oozes cool, and people like cool stuff. So then they get to check out the other Remedy products that they haven't had time to because they're a dad with 2 kids, Ryan. Anyway, they did say, I'm parsing through the Xbox Wire interview as quick as I can, and one of the quotes out of there was, I would not describe it as a games as a service, but yes, post-launch, we will be releasing a steady supply of new content for players to get excited about, keep the game fresh, engage with the community, and give a reason to come back. So there is going to be a ton of stuff that you can earn in the game based on the snippets that I've read so far, and
eu espero que não seja live service game mesmo.
I'm really excited to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting that Remedy bookended this thing. It started with the Alan Wake 2 DLC, the Lake House, pardon me, which we'll talk about in a minute. I want to stay on Firebreak for a few more minutes. I will say that if I were to nitpick anything, it would be the name, FBC Firebreak. I worry that might confuse the heck out of people. Like, what? That's sort of a strange... maybe they just don't want you to think you have to have played Control, so they're kind of keeping it like at arm's length from Control, even though it's in the Control universe. But because names
Gostei
do
muito
matter.
desse Firebreak.
With bad names don't they have more of an uphill battle. I'm not saying this name is bad. I'm just saying I actually like Firebreak. Maybe it's the FBC thing that's throwing me a little bit, but
yeah.
I don't know. Stella, am I taking crazy pills? Am I just looking too far into this?
You're right, yeah, because I'm like, okay, I don't know. Firebreak makes sense once you see the trailer, but for someone who just hears it, you're just like, I don't know what this is alluding to. Also, as someone who hasn't fully played through the whole campaign of Control, because I did start it, FBC, I was like, oh, wait, what is that? Right, that's the organization. So it is something that I feel like a lot of players who love Control are going to immediately pick up on, but people who are, just now hearing about it or who were debating on getting into Control probably have no idea what the name really means. But I'm actually really curious where this is going to fit in the universe, like what the timeline is specifically within the Control storyline. And now that whole Remedy universe. So that's something that I'm really, really curious about.
It is set inside the oldest house. So you've got all the, same kind of brutalist architecture, the same sort of architectural themes and visual style going on. But yeah, as far as the when, that I'm not quite sure of. But yeah, I just love that this isn't trying to be a live service game that you have to play every day.
Eu também concordo, velho. Melhor coisa que eles fizeram nesse anúncio foi dizer que não é um live service game, tá ligado?
So I'm just stoked. I will say, Stella, Destin, this is a 3-player co-op game. How many people are on this show? I believe it's 3, even though we love Miranda as well. But I think we're going to need the 3 of us to get into this and play this.
Yeah, like when we did
we get a shot.
Back 4 Blood.
When we did Back 4 Blood, and I kept shooting Destin and annoying him.
Yeah. Yeah. It does say it's a pick up and play experience, so we can pick up and play it. Having fun with your friends when you have the time. And that's not to say that FBC Firebreak doesn't have a deep player progression and things to unlock. It does, but this isn't about logging in every day for some loot or fear of missing out on material.
Adorei isso, velho. O próprio cara tá falando aí, ó. Não é um jogo pra você ficar tendo que logar direto pra poder pegar algum loot. É um jogo pra você entrar numa sessão e jogar. Não tem um serviço associado. Isso é muito bom, pô. Tipo o Left 4 Dead mesmo, pô.
Here's a quote from Remedy about, like the garden gnome we just saw there. That was one of the highlights of the trailer. So, quote, what I can say is that the Firebreak
e aí, Natália, beleza?
To carry, quote, paranatural augments,
cadê esse?
Which are altered items engineered into tool attachments, like the garden gnome you saw in the trailer. These are more or less
já jogou Control e Alan Wake?
And are not to be taken lightly. I like to think of them as a jaguar in a box. You carry the box, you point it at something, you open the box, and you just kind of hope the jaguar doesn't turn around.
Esse game é no mesmo universo, velho.
I think it's also worth pointing out that this is a first-person game, which you might be like, well, sure, whatever. But Remedy has traditionally made third-person stuff And yes, I know there is one other first-person game in their catalog, and that was the sadly very forgettable single-player campaign of Crossfire. But they were just kind of doing that as like a contract for hire thing, basically. Like, that wasn't their game. That was an existing Crossfire.
Eu não gostasse não, foi. Eu adoro os jogos da Remedy, do estúdio deles, tá ligado? Esse jogo vai ser o primeiro FPS desse estúdio. Mas parei porque ninguém queria me ver. Como assim? Ah, é porque vocês jogam aí juntos, né?
Hit it into the ground, which is really cool. I think that
não entendi,
really fun. So that means there's going to be some different elements that you can use here. I wonder if in future updates they're going to add like a jetpack or a double jump, something like that, because I do know in Control you had quite a few different movement mechanics at your disposal. And we do see here that like some of the characters do end up like floating, like the enemies, which I know is specific to what they're infected with, but
tu gostou muito e não terminou.
For different movement mechanics, and it looks really good for
Control é muito bom também, é do mesmo desenvolvedor, depois dá uma olhadinha. Parece que vai ter o 2 até.
Released recently, and I'm not going to name names, but like it looks really good. And they did a great job of showcasing what the gameplay is going to look like, because honestly, I'm just going to be real here. I'm so tired of gameplay trailers that only show cinematics and just like a title or something. Like, come out and show me when you have like at least 30 seconds of gameplay. So I'm excited for this.
Stella keeping all the tea in the teacup, not spilling any of the tea here live on podcast. Because if you do it live, there's no taking it back. It all just goes out there. So I applaud your restraint. Yeah. So 2025 here. We don't know when in 2025. It could be any time, but I think we're all super eager to play.
Eu acho que vai lá pro final de 2025.
Three player is I feel like 3-player is the new 4-player. Destin, would you agree with that? Like, we're seeing more and more 3-player focus on games, which I'm all for.
I have a hot take. I've always felt like 3-player is the sweet spot. Sweet spot for shows. It's the sweet spot for games. Destiny was 3-player in the fire team for a long time, and then you can do larger activities with 6 players. 3-player is great, and I'm really glad to see more games going that route as opposed to like very large teams or just.
Aqui eles já estão enchendo linguiça, Zé. Deixa eu avançar pouquinho.
3-players is a pretty cool spot to be in for team size.
I will say, in fairness, though, I guess one little concern is Remedy hasn't done a multiplayer game before. Again, they didn't make the multiplayer.
Eles estão falando que estão meio assim porque a Remedy nunca fez um multiplayer e nunca fez um FPS, blá blá blá. Aí o cara falou que o número de 3 jogadores é ideal, blá blá blá.
We were all blown away by that trailer. What a great one more thing to end on. And we're going to take a quick little break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the other Remedy game, The Lake House, plus the other surprises. There were multiple new game announcements in here. Lots of good stuff. This was a low expectation, high delivery event here from Microsoft. Good stuff. We'll be right back.